Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jagat Mangala Dvaita Mangala Gunadham Mangala Charitra Sada Mangala Jarana.
Hare Krishna, we'd like to welcome all of our listeners who have joined us over Facebook Live, over YouTube Live, and devotees who have joined us over Zoom. We welcome all of you to this day 74 of Sri Gauramrita. Before we proceed, we'd like to announce and congratulate the names of the devotees who participated in day 73 of Sri Gauramrita's quiz session. So we'd like to congratulate Hari Prasad Prabhu, Mother Amrita Radhika, Anjudi, Vaijayanti Lalita Mataji, Nutan Purohit Mataji, Tithi Mitra Mataji, and we have a new participant today, Varshana Chitra Mataji. And of course, Ranjani Gopika Mataji, thank you so much for participating. We thank each and every one of you for your sincerity in participating in the quiz and for keeping our enthusiasm also going in keeping on doing the service. Thank you all so much. Hare Krishna.
So today in session 74, we will continue to describe the transcendental treasure trove of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotional pastimes, the sweet pastimes of Lord Chaitanya on his journey towards Sri Nilachal Dham, Sri Jagannath Puri. Then we'll discuss how Lord Gauranga arrives at Remuna. And here's the sweet pastime of Lord Gopinath from Sri Nityananda Prabhu himself, how Sri Gopinath famously became known as Kshira Chora Gopinath, and who stole the Kheer from his dear devotee, Sri Madhavendra Puri. And then we'll conclude today's session by describing the Phala Stuti, the benefits that we receive by listening to these transcendental pastimes of Sri Gaurahari.
So in our session yesterday, in session 73, we heard how the Supreme Lord Sri Gaura Sundara, how he visits the village of Jaleshwar, and how he takes darshan of Lord Shiva, and how the Lord so blissfully chants and dances and sings in front of the deity of Lord Shiva. And the most wonderful secret, a wonderful secret is revealed by Lord Gauranga to get rid of all of our negativities. How? Just chant and dance in front of the Lord. The deity form of the Lord has the power, the potency, and the chanting of the holy names has the potency to absorb and free us from all negative emotions. And how we heard yesterday how the Lord himself, with his own lotus mouth, he is glorifying the supreme position of Lord Sri Nityananda Ram. So today we'll continue now.
So he passed his night in Jaleshwara, Lord Gaura Sundar. After passing the night, he started on his journey again. The early dawn, he was accompanied by all his devotees. And then let's hear the pastime, how Lord Gauranga arrives at Remuna. And here's the sweet pastime of Lord Gopinath from Sri Nityananda Prabhu himself, how Sri Gopinath became famously known as Sri Kshira Chora Gopinath, the Gopinath who stole the Kheer for his dear devotee, Sri Madhavendra Puri. Who is Sri Madhavendra Puri? Why did Lord Gopinath steal Kheer? All of this would be discussed in this section of how Sri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, how he described in his Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela chapter 1, text 96. He says, Pothenana Leela Rosha, Deva Darasha, Madhava Puri Katha, Gopala Sthapa. On the way towards Jagannath Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed many other pastimes. He visited various temples. He heard the story about Madhavendra Puri and the installation of Gopal.
And similarly in text 97, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he continues to describe Kshira Chora Katha, Shakhi Gopal Vivara, Nityananda Koila. From Lord Nityananda Prabhu himself, Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu heard the story of Kshira Chora Gopinath and of the witness Gopal. So the witness Gopal we will hear in our next session, but today we will hear the story that was told by Srila Nityananda Prabhu himself about Kshira Chora Gopinath.
Srila Lochan Das Thakur in his Sri Chaitanya Mangal and Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur in his Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, both of them describe that Lord Gaurasundar, he was on his way towards Nilachal. His gait was that of a stalking, maddened lion. And along the way to Nilachala, Lord Chaitanya chanted the names Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava Rakshama, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava Panimam. And he was just overwhelmed with Krishna Prema. And then as he was passing, he arrived at a village called Remuna. In Remuna, there's the deity of Lord Gopinath. And when he saw himself in the deity form, the Lord began to dance ecstatically with all his devotees. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that, oh, this is me. This Gopinath is none other than me. And he started dancing. And Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu then heard the beautiful pastime of Gopinath and Srila Madhavendra Puri from none other than Nityananda Prabhu. Srila Nityananda Prabhu was actually one of the disciples of Madhavendra Puri. And he is telling about his spiritual master. How the beautiful Lord Gopinath received the name Kshira Chora from the merciful, from the mouth of merciful Sri Nityananda. So it is said that Sri Madhavendra Puri was residing in Govardhan Hill, serving Gopal deity. This Gopal deity in Govardhan Hill during those days was in Vrindavan, but today it is in Nathdwara as Srinathji. The same beautiful Gopal deity who was worshipped by Madhavendra Puri was in Nathdwara, is now in Nathdwara Sri Nathji.
So one day, Nityananda Prabhu started describing to Lord Gauranga himself and to all the devotees who were traveling, Lord Nityananda Prabhu himself talking about this most beautiful pastime of Kshira Chora Gopinath. So Nityananda Mahaprabhu, he just started saying, one day in the dream, Madhavendra Puri saw Sri Gopal, who came to Srila Madhavendra Puri and said, my dear Madhavendra, I am feeling very, very hot. Please bring me some sandalwood from the Malaya province and smear the paste of this sandalwood, mix it with some camphor and smear it all over my body so that this heat will go away from my body. So in order to execute the command of Sri Gopal, Madhavendra Puri immediately started his journey, and on his way, Srila Madhavendra Puri, he stopped at this same village Remuna, where the Gopinath deity is situated. And upon seeing this beautiful Gopinath deity, the deity is actually very, very beautiful. It's a very small temple, and the deity is so beautiful. You will see the picture in the cover of the YouTube, thing that we have. You will see the picture of Sri Chora Gopinath. His hands are like this, very close. Like Krishna generally deity form, he holds his hand like this. But Gopinath, Sri Chora Gopinath, he's holding his hand very close. And if you notice, his flute is right across his mouth. So he's very sweet, very, very sweet, small little Gopinath deity, very, very sweet looking deity. So upon seeing the beauty of the deity of Sri Gopinathji, Madhavendra Puri was overwhelmed in transcendental ecstasy.
And Madhavendra Puri thought, I'll inquire from the priests. What are the different foods that are offered to Gopinath, so that by making these different arrangements in our kitchen, we can offer similar foods to Sri Gopal in Vrindavan? And thinking in this way, Srila Madhavendra Puri inquired from the priest who was serving Gopinathji. So the Brahmin priest said, well, in the evening, Sri Gopinath in Remuna is offered sweet rice in 12 earthen pots, 12 earthen pots like this.
Earthen pots.
And because the taste of those sweet rice offering, Kheer offering, is as good as nectar, that those Kheer offerings are known as Amrita Keli. Amrita Keli. Amrita means nectar, and Keli means playing in the nectar in one sense. And so this sweet rice is celebrated throughout the world as Gopinath Kshira. And nowhere else you will find this offered in the entire world except in the temple in Remuna. And so while Madhavendra Puri was talking with the Brahmana priest, just then the sweet rice was placed before the deity as an offering. And just then he heard about the glories of the sweet rice. So Madhavendra Puri, he looked at the sweet rice earthen pots, and he thought, if I could taste a little sweet rice, maybe I could make a similar preparation to offer to Gopal in Vrindavan. And as soon as Madhavendra Puri had this thought, he became so embarrassed and ashamed. And he said, oh, Gopinath, please, please forgive me, please. You have not even accepted the offering. It has just come. And I am desiring to taste something which you are eating right now. I'm such a wretched, sinful person. And because as the Kheer was being offered to Lord Gopinath, that very moment, Srila Madhavendra Puri had the desire to enjoy it. And Srila Madhavendra Puri was feeling very guilty because of that. Because the bhoga is meant for the pleasure of the Lord. Yeah. Is so that he can enjoy. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam. All of the austerities, all of the yagyas, all of the sacrifices that we do are meant for Bhoktaram, meaning he is supposed to enjoy that. While Krishna is enjoying, he's eating the rice. If someone, Madhavendra Puri thought, I'm not putting my hand there and eating it while he is honoring it. But in my mind, I am enjoying the rice.
I wanted to taste it.
While the Lord is enjoying. Just that desire itself made him so ashamed. Because this is what happens. Those who are really, really great souls, they think that they are the most fallen. They think everyone else is more advanced in Krishna consciousness than us. And those who are very new in Krishna consciousness, we think, oh, I am a pure devotee. Yeah, whatever the pages of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, they are all describing about my qualities. I'm a great devotee, I can be that. So people, that's why you see in so many of the Vaishnavacharya bhajans, they say, oh, I am so fallen, this wretched, sinful soul, please have mercy on me. And these are great, great devotees, these great souls, these Vaishnava Acharyas, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Narottam Das Thakur, so many different songs that we hear and bhajan. They say, I'm a wretched soul. So are they really wretched souls? Are they really sinful souls? No, they are not really sinful. There are two explanations. One is that they are in their bhajans, they are saying this so that we can relate to that and we can say, yes, I am sinful. But are they acting out in the bhajan? They are actually feeling it. How can we understand? How can they feel sinful when they are doing all the ecstatic devotional services? It is said that if there is a dirty place, if there is a filth all everywhere in the trash can, if you put a little bit of dirt in the trash can, do you think that dirt is visible? No, it's not visible because everything else is trash and it just gets mixed in that. But if there's a clean white cloth, and on that you put that same amount of dirt on that clean white cloth, it immediately becomes visible. And that thought that this clean white cloth can become dirty, the potential of it for becoming dirty, makes the Vaishnavas, these great souls, embarrassed. Their heart is like the clean white cloth. Our heart is like that trash can. And if a little bit we start desiring about honoring, about eating, oh, when we are cooking only, we are thinking, after I offer, I will eat. and
Or
what
today
to,
I feel like eating this. Today my son would like to eat this. My husband would like to eat this. Today I would like to eat this. Oh, I feel like eating like this.
but
This
I
is
will
how
offer
we
to
eat.
Krishna also. We do it as a
Ritual.
ritual, or as a, we are doing a favor to Krishna, that yeah, we'll offer first and then we'll take. But so we have started enjoying from Madhavendra Puri's Prabhu's Maharaj standard. We have started enjoying the offering while it is being prepared. What to speak of while it's being offered. When it's being offered, we'll be like, okay, when will I release the offering? And then after that, we start thinking, oh, yeah, yeah, after I release the offering, I will eat so much nicely. But Madhavendra Puri, just the thought, and his thought was not for enjoying himself. His thought was he can taste so he can offer to Gopal. So it is not really any offense, but just this thought of enjoying personally came. He felt himself so rigid, that white cloth, that little thought that the dirt can even come in potentially. It didn't even come, but potentially it can dirty the mind. That itself made him so embarrassed. That is the level of devotion of Sri Madhavendra Puri. Because a Paramhamsa, like Srila Madhavendra Puri, is always satisfied in the loving service of the Lord. He, material hunger, thirst, all of this cannot impede his activities. So after the offering was done, and then the pujari took the offering away, then the arti was done, and after the arti was completed, Srila Madhavendra Puri offered obeisances to the deity and then left the temple.
Quietly.
He did not say anything more to anyone. He did not make a show, oh, look, I'm so fallen. I'm so bad that, I had this thought and now you glorify me because I'm thinking that I'm fallen. No, he just very quietly, he just left. When he desired to taste a little sweet rice offered to the deity, he considered that he had committed a grave offense just by desiring to eat. And so Madhavendra Puri left. He left the temple and he sat down in the village marketplace, which was vacant. And sitting there, he found a place where not much disturbance was there. And he started chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
In the meantime, because remember, this was in the evening. So, it was by the time the arati and everything was completed, it was almost nightfall. And that time, Srila Madhavendra Puri left. And because in that marketplace, it was vacant. Nobody comes to the market in the night. So therefore, Madhavendra Puri was sitting in the marketplace and he started chanting his japa. In the meantime, the Brahmana priest, he put the deity to rest. And after finishing up his, daily duties, the priest also went to take rest. That night, in his dream, in the dream of the pujari, he saw that Sri Gopinath ji came to him and started talking to him. And he said, my dear priest, please get up and open the door of my temple room. Right now, open the door of my temple room. You see, I have kept one pot of sweet rice for that sannyasi, Madhavendra Puri, who visited, in the temple he was talking to you, remember? So I have kept one pot of sweet rice. You see, Gopinathji knew because, this sweet rice, this Amrita Keli, this sweet rice was so famous that as soon as it would come out of the altar, all of it would be distributed to the devotees present. It would not stay at all. No one would, everyone would just aspire to get just one single drop of this Mahaprasad. So nothing was obviously remaining. Gopinathji knew that. So therefore, Sri Gopinathji told this Brahmana, he said to this priest, he said, this pot of sweet rice, I have kept it, I have hidden it. And where have I hidden it? You come, open the door of my temple room. This pot of sweet rice, Amrita Keli, I have hidden it just behind my curtain cloth, which is there towards the back of, my back. It is there, that curtain. So just behind that curtain, you come, you see there is one earthen pot which is filled with Amrita Keli. You did not see it. You did not notice this. See, I tricked you today. You had offered me 12, but I took out only 11. You didn't even count. I took out one. This is for Madhavendra Puri. So you come inside right now. Come now and go and give this pot of sweet rice to my dear devotee, Srila Madhavendra Puri. And you know where he's sitting? I'll tell you where he's sitting also. He's not in the temple. He has gone and he's sitting in a vacant marketplace. So you go and look for him. You take the sweet rice from my temple, from behind the curtain, and then please take this pot of sweet rice, this Amrita Keli for Madhavendra Puri, and go and deliver it to him. Okay? Come now, come. So immediately awakening from that dream, the Brahmana priest, immediately rose from the bed and he said, well, I have been sleeping. So before entering the deity room, I must take a bath. So then he just quickly took a shower and then he just ran inside the temple room. And in the middle of the night, he opened the temple door. And right according to the directions of Sri Gopinathji, the Brahmana priest found the pot of Amrita Keli right behind the corner of the curtain behind Gopinathji. So then he just picked up that pot of sweet rice, that pot of Amrita Keli, and he was crying. He was saying, who is this fortunate soul for whom Gopinathji stole a pot of Kheer? So he removed the pot of Kheer. He just, cleaned up that place. And then he again put Gopinathji to rest. He closed the temple door. And then he went into the village with the pot of sweet rice. And he called out. He came out to the marketplace and he said, Madhavendra Puri, is there a sannyasi here known as Madhavendra Puri? Please come. Look. What Gopinath has done for you. Gopinath has stolen this pot of Amrita Keli for you. Please come. Where are you, Madhavendra Puri? So please come and take this pot. Gopinath himself has stolen this pot of sweet rice, this kheer for you. So please, Madhavendra Puri, come and enjoy this prasadam with great happiness. You are the most fortunate person in all of these planetary systems. Madhavendra Puri, please come out. Let me see you. So in the middle of the night, hearing this invitation, Srila Madhavendra Puri quietly came out of his little hiding place. And he identified himself. He said, I am Madhavendra Puri. And then the priest handed over to him this little earthen pot of sweet rice, Amrita Keli, and said, here, Sri Gopinath himself has stolen this pot of sweet rice for you. And delivering this pot of sweet rice to Srila Madhavendra Puri, he fell flat on the ground, offering his obeisances to this great Vaishnava, Srila Madhavendra Puri.
And then the story about this pot of sweet rice was explained to Madhavendra Puri in detail. And Srila Madhavendra Puri just at once became absorbed in ecstatic love of God. He was overwhelmed with gratitude. Krishna, I don't deserve this. Why did you do this for this fallen, wretched soul? This is the qualification of a devotee who pleases the Lord. It's not about one's ego. Humility, generally we think humility means someone is very, very, meek, and he's not, he does not have any dignity. He's like a floor mat. No, that's not what humility is. Humility does not mean to think less of oneself. Does not mean that we beat ourselves up, that we are. Humility means to think less about oneself. It wasn't that Madhavendra Puri, he thought he was so ashamed and things, and he was just focusing on, oh, I'm so fallen, I'm so fallen, I'm so fallen, I'm so fallen. No, he was focusing on Krishna is so great. Everything is meant for Krishna's pleasure. He's so great. He's so glorious. He's so thing. And while he was glorifying and actually understanding, realizing the glories of Krishna, in that light, he felt himself very humble. That is humility. He wasn't thinking about himself, that I'm so bad, I'm so bad. He was thinking about Krishna. That is humility. Humility is not to think less of oneself, but to think less about oneself. And that's what brought out the gratitude. In order to get rid of all these negative emotions, we should try to focus on being overwhelmed with gratefulness, truly overwhelmed with gratefulness. And other than that, nothing can remove these negative thoughts from our mind. At every moment, if we can consciously realize the mercy of Krishna, constantly realize that if I'm drinking water, oh wow, Krishna is so great. I do not deserve this, but still Krishna is giving this. It's his mercy. Hari Bol, thank you so much. This taste of water is Krishna. I'm living in this house. Krishna is allowing me to live in this house. I don't deserve this. But Krishna is still arranging things that this is happening. I'm so grateful. And every moment, if we are overwhelmed with great gratitude, then these negative emotions will be completely dissolved. But to be grateful, we'll have to have at least two things. One is we need to truly believe that I do not deserve. I do not deserve this. If I feel I deserve to stay here, then we feel whatever is given is less. We feel entitled. Oh, I deserve to stay in a much bigger house. What is this? This is just a very $1 million small house. Even a $1 million house would not be sufficient. Gratitude, first is we need to think, I do not deserve. And second is, still Krishna is giving me this. That is his mercy. Then the feeling of gratitude is something similar. It's a very spiritual feeling, but it is the most closest that it comes to in material terms is when you get a deal. When you go to a grocery store or some other store, any store, and then they say, oh, this is 50% off. And we're like, wow, I got a deal. I deserved to pay $100 for it, but I'm only paying $50. That's the mercy of this store. I got a deal. Gratefulness feeling is like every time feeling, wow, I got a deal. I didn't deserve this. I didn't do anything to get this, but I got it. And as a result, because I got it as a gift, I did not get it as something that I deserved. So I will keep this very, very nicely. I'll treasure this thing. I didn't deserve it. I got a diamond. I didn't do anything. I didn't pay anything. I just got a diamond. Wow, that's a deal. I will do everything to treasure it and keep it safely. Make sure I don't squander it. Similarly, this devotional attitude and devotional feeling, these are like gifts that are given for things that I don't deserve by Krishna. So if we, two things, if we think we don't deserve it, and secondly, that we treasure these things. We keep them, not squander it. Oh, but I got a gift. Anyway, I didn't pay anything for it. I can do anything with it. Whatever happens, anyway, my money will not go. Sometimes we think like this. So then all the devotional gifts that are given to us will be taken away. So we have to be in the mood of gratitude. And that's how Madhavendra Puri was. He wasn't in a deflated, egoistic state thinking, I'm so fallen, I'm so fallen. And now, no, he was thinking Krishna is so great. And as a result, he was able to see himself. Like when there is darkness everywhere, we cannot even see ourselves. I cannot even see my hand. If you go into pitch darkness, if you go into a jungle in the middle of the night, there is no street lights, there is nothing. That's pitch darkness. We will not be able to see our hand even, so close to us. But when light comes, we are able to see sun, and as a result, we are able to see ourselves as well. Humility is like that. Right now, we don't know what our identity is, but when we realize the glory of Krishna, when we see the sun, then we will see who we are actually, and then understand I don't deserve it, or I deserve worse, but I'm getting very little. So upon seeing these ecstatic symptoms that was manifesting in Madhavendra Puri out of gratitude for the glory of the Lord, the priest was just struck with wonder. How is his body reacting to these, manifesting these transcendental ashta vikar of ecstasy? And then he could understand why Krishna had become so obliged to Madhavendra Puri. And he saw that, yes, Krishna's action was befitting. So the priest offered obeisances to Madhavendra Puri and returned to the temple. Then in ecstasy, there Madhavendra Puri, with tears in his eyes, was honoring the sweet rice offered to him by Sri Gopinath. Actually, he was honoring the love, always meditating, Gopinath, you kept it for me? Wow, you are so great. And he was reciprocating with the love of Sri Gopinath. And then the special pastime of Sri Gopinath, stealing the pot of sweet rice for his dear devotee, Srila Madhavendra Puri. It spread like wildfire. Madhavendra Puri Maharaj's glories was spreading like wildfire all across the little village of Remuna. Imagine if the local deity of the temple has this pastime with a devotee. That devotee will be glorified. Wow. What did Madhavendra Puri do? Before the sun could rise the next day, Srila Madhavendra Puri immediately left the village of Remuna. Can you guess why? Very special reason. Because he knew that now everyone has come to know about this special pastime. And tomorrow, all the villagers would come looking for him and will start worshipping him and will start glorifying him. Srila Madhavendra Puri was not after name and fame. He just wanted to, he was simply just uninterested in name and fame, only interested in serving the Lord without any motivation, without any interruption. Ahaituki apratihata yayatma sa suprasidati. That without any motivation, we serve the Lord. That was his only goal. And this worshipping and glorifying of the devotees would interrupt his loving devotional service. And that's why he left from there. And what would we do? We would be waiting. When will the sun rise? And then everyone would come to know our real glories. These devotees, they don't know our real glories. They don't know how great we are. But now see, they have realized that I'm so great. Yes, come, worship me. That is the last snare of Maya in one sense. This is the consciousness of pure devotees. They're not looking for name and fame. They're genuinely interested only in selflessly serving the mission of Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga.
Sri Nityananda Ram, concluding this glorious pastime of loving exchange of Sri Gopinath and his dearly beloved devotee Sri Madhavendra Puri, he said that because Sri Gopinath ji, he stole this pot of Amrita Keli, of Kheer, for his dear devotee Madhavendra Puri, Gopinath ji came to be lovingly, famously, from that day onwards, came to be lovingly called as Kshira Chora Gopinath, which means Gopinath, who stole Kheer for his dear devotee, Srila Madhavendra Puri. So hearing this beautiful pastime, this such a glorious pastime, so lovingly narrated by Sri Nityananda Ram himself, Sri Gaura Sundara, he was lost in love of himself. He was thinking, Mahaprabhu was thinking, wow, this is how I reciprocate with the love of my devotees. Wow, he was just amazed by his own love. And he just became oblivious. Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he just became oblivious to everything. And Sri Gaura Sundara, he just wept piteously in loving separation. And the cruelest of hearts also would not be able to withstand by not melting in front of, just witnessing the loving tears of ecstasy and hearing Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu cry out of pure love of God. So Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur concludes by saying, considering Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda as his life and soul, Vrindavan Das Thakur recites their glories in the form of this beautiful Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Chandajan Vrindavana Dashratachu Pada Jugega. So the Phala Stuti is anyone who faithfully listens to this pastime and who derives joy from listening to this pastime of the beautiful narration by Lord Nityananda himself of Sri Kshira Chora Gopinath and his confidential dealings of love with Srila Madhavendra Puri will certainly be able to be the recipient of such loving exchanges between the Lord and his beloved devotees. Such a sincere listener who tries to imbibe the mood of the Lord and the Guru becomes perfectly happy in life and will definitely one day be able to see the moon-like face of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu directly. Oddopiho lila koren Sri Gaurarai kono kono Bhagavan dekhibare pai.
Means Lord Chaitanya's pastimes are being performed even now. Whoever is blessed by the Lord to see can see, others cannot see.
Ekhane rohila grantha Amrita lahari Badan bhore ekbar Bolo Hari Hari.
Hari Hari,
Hari Hari. So today, in honor of Kshira Chora Gopinath, we will sing Sri Chauragraganya Purushashtakam. But before that, we are forgetting one thing about a japa tip of the day. So we will discuss about one very important japa tip that we were discussing about it today.
Is sometimes we chant japa while watching television, while maybe doing some other activity, and the japa is going, mouth is going on, or sometimes even devotees have, we've seen devotees chanting while listening to the lecture. And I remember one time Srila Bhakti Charu Maharaj was giving his class, and one devotee was chanting japa right in front of him while listening to the class. And, and so Bhakti Charu Maharaj stopped the lecture and then called him out. Don't do this. This is disrespectful to the holy name, and this is disrespectful to the speaker as well. And to get rid of this, we need to, whenever we chant the holy names, we should realize that Krishna is sitting and listening to us. Personally, he's listening to us. How are we chanting?
Because we're calling out to Krishna. This is when we are chanting, we are saying, oh Krishna, oh Radhe, oh Rama, please engage me in your devotional service. This is what we are doing when we are actually speaking to Krishna in the form of our japa. So imagine if we are talking to someone, and if someone else comes in and we start talking to them without even, excusing ourselves, or, that is being so disrespectful to the person whom we were speaking. So we must be very, very careful that when we are chanting our japa, we should know that, we are actually in conversation with Krishna. This is our one-on-one time with Krishna. And that to do, especially to do any other listening, any other seeing, or any other talking is very disrespectful. At least when we are doing our minimum rounds, that we are doing every day. Extra rounds when we do, still these three things should not be done. Even while we are doing extra rounds, we should not, chant japa while we are, listening to something or seeing something or speaking. No. But we can do our extra japa maybe while we are cooking, while we are cleaning, while we are doing other things, we can do our extra japa during that time. But we must try to do our fixed number of japa during, that is our alone time with Krishna. It's like we have our appointment with Krishna, and we must honor that appointment with Krishna. So this is how we must understand this. So today, the bhajan that we will sing in honor of listening to this beautiful pastime of Sri Kshira Chora Gopinath is this Chauragra Ganya Purushashtakam, which was written by Srila Bilva Mangala Thakur. So the lyrics have been shared in the chat. So please listen to the, it's a very beautiful bhajan where we are glorifying Krishna to be the supreme thief. And we dedicate this kirtan to our very dear family. He is our brother and very, very dear to us. We dedicate this bhajan for his and his family's well-being. We dedicate this bhajan for the well-being of our dearest AJ, who is the nephew of our dearest Amrita Radhika. We dedicate this bhajan celebrating the birthdays. Yesterday was the birthday of Amit Agarwal Prabhu, and today is the anniversary of Amit Agarwal Prabhu and Prema Priya Padma Mataji. And we are also going to be celebrating the birthday of Vinita Mataji's son, whose birthday is on the 30th of April. So since we won't have class that day, we are honoring the birthday today. And also it was the birthday yesterday of our very dearest Ranjani Gopika Mataji's brother, who is our very dear god brother. So Prabhu, this bhajan we are dedicating to everyone, to, for all of us, for all the devotees. This is Vraje Prasiddham Navanita Chauram Purushashtakam. Chaksharam Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we'll just read the translation of the first two verses. Srila Bilva Mangal Thakur is saying, I offer pranam to that foremost of thieves, who is famous in Vraja as the butter thief, and who steals the garments of the gopis, and who, for those who take shelter of him, steals the sins which have occurred over many millions of lifetimes.
I offer pranam to the foremost of thieves who steals Srimati Radharani's heart, who steals the dark luster of a fresh rain cloud, and who steals all of the sins and all of the sufferings of those who take shelter of his wings.
Haribo.
Namo Krishna Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachar Nirvishesha Shunyavad Paschatya Dehitas Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Vraje Prasiddham Navadita Chauram Doma Ganana Chadukula Chauram Anik Janma Jita Papa Chauram Chaudhaganyam Purvasham Namami Shri Radhikaya Hridayasya Chauram Navam Buddhasham Malakati Chauram Pada Shritara Chasamasta Chauram Chauraganyam Purusham Namami Ajit Syanide Yapada Shrikamya Karoti Bhikshu Patiye Hayenam Kerapya Hovi Shanachoraidri Krishna Shritovana Jagatrayeti Yadi Yanama Viharatya Nisham Giri Prasaram Abhipaparasim Ashcharupa Nanucharedri Krishna Shrutovana Kadami Dhanam Chamanam Chabate Priyani Pranam Shaditva Mama Sarvameva Padaya Setu Traditodya Chora Sampatidanta Simaya Viruddha Kshira Chora Yamapashabandham Vinatsikimam Bhavapashabandham Kshira Chora Naivatmadanta Tikritam Dabandham Manapanasita Vasarasi Bhave Kara Kidetu Kamaya Rahare Chiraya Kshira Chora Gopinath Krishna Pralaya Koti Satantarete Sarvachandra Hridayam Nochayami Jai Prasiddham Navani Pracharam Gopangada Chadufuracham Aneka Janma Jitapapacham Chauragajanyam Purusham Namami Chauragajanyam Purusham Namami Jai Chauragajanyam Shri Purushashtakam Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai
Jai Shri
Gauramrita
Chora Gopinath ki
Jai
Jai. Srila Madhavendra Puri ki
Jai.
Jai. Samaveda Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. So the quiz questions for today are:
First, who is the spiritual master of Lord Nityananda?
second, what does Amrita Keli mean?
What does real humility mean?
What are the two things needed to be grateful?
Fifth, why does Madhavendra Puri leave Remuna before sunset?
Sunrise.
Sorry, before sunrise. Yes.
Sixth, what does Kshira Chora Gopinath mean?
Seventh, what is the Phala Stuti of listening to these transcendental pastimes?
Hari Bol, thank you so much, dearest Ranjani Gopika, for these perfect questions. Thank you so much for doing this wonderful service. We are so, so grateful to you. Thank you. So now we can open up the lines for any questions, comments, realizations, reflections. Hare Krishna. Yes, Vinita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Thank you so much for your blessings. Thank you so much. And this song, this bhajan is very close to my heart. Beautiful one. In some month we do it every day, I remember. I don't remember the month, but we do it every Purushottam month. Yes, we do it every day. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And wishing a very happy birthday for your son
Yes.
and a wonderful marriage also for your son.
Yes, Mataji.
One of your
Yes, Mataji.
brothers
Thank
also
you.
has the birthday on the same day?
I think Mataji, you said Shriti Mataji also has the birthday.
Shriti Mataji, yes. Yeah, she's a devotee, connected devotee, but she's very shy. She doesn't speak much. Like.
So please, we wish Shriti Mataji also a very, very happy birthday. I think
Thank you
it's
so
Shriti
much.
Gupta. Is it Shriti Gupta?
Yes, yes, Shriti
Yes,
Gupta. Yeah.
she's a regular
We
person who
we are
joins.
students of Rupilas Prabhuji at Juhu ISKCON. Yeah. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So happy
Thank you
birthday,
so much.
Shriti Mataji. We wish you a very, very, very happy birthday. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Anjali, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jai Jai Shri Radhe,
Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Radhe.
Danvat Pranam. Oh, I'm just speechless of today's class, by knowing the real meaning of humility. It was so, so beautifully described. And after this pastime, I remember, I think so, you have only had narrated before. I don't know, but I felt that I had heard it.
Yes, we have narrated it before. When we were doing the parikrama sessions.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So it, again, it was like, hearing it again, it just made so much of difference, because then it tells you, because the first time you just take it, and then again when you hear it, it really makes a lot of difference. And now with a better understanding and better growth, you understand it much, much better. And it was so beautifully, there were so many takeaways today. It was, the class was very, very special today.
Right.
And
Yes, that you liked it too. Thank you.
no, actually, we all the devotees are so grateful to both of you that you, in such a busy schedule, also you take out your time and you are constantly guiding us and preaching us. Like, it's our good fortunate. We're really fortunate. And obviously, Krishna is great. How much we glorify him is very, very less. We like, it's still like, we are so caught up that we just forget everything. And it was such a big thing also for me, making prasad, and I was feeling so guilty. But again, we have to say, like, it is so obvious that many times we will just say, okay, person wants to eat this, let's make this. And then we just offer. We just don't see the correct mood and the correct thing. And thank you for correcting us also and pointing on this point. And I'll try my level best. Okay, what Krishna wants to eat, and keep that in mind and make that instead of doing the other way. So we are enjoying just while preparing only.
Mhm.
Hare
So that is also like, yes, we have to do that. And thank you so much for the japa tips also, and reminding us every day. Yesterday I forgot to mention it. So sorry for that. And taking into consideration and giving us a tip to improve our japa. It's very, very important. We forget while talking, while walking, while everything. We just do Hare Krishna, and such a big offense it is, which you had told us in japa workshop. So,
While
and
walking, we
now,
can chant.
no, while
Walking
walking
we
with
can chant.
no, while walking with others.
Oh,
Yes.
While walking alone, it's fine. You had
yeah.
told us we can do it, but while walking with others, we cannot. We are talking and walking and then doing it. Is it okay?
No, that's not, I mean, if everyone is chanting and you're walking with everyone and everyone is focusing on chanting, then that is good. But if some people are talking to us and we are walking and we are chanting, as well as talking to them other than chanting, then yeah, that is distraction. But several devotees walk together. Like Prabhupada would go on a morning walk
Every
and
day.
every day, and he would chant in the morning, and all the devotees would chant along with him. So that is okay.
Okay. But not while walking with friends and talking and between doing one or two and then
Yeah,
again
yeah,
walking and
yeah,
talking. Yeah, that
yeah,
is
yeah. That
okay.
is good.
That is to be avoided. Yes.
Yes, to be avoided. Yes. Thank you so much for constant reminders. This is really like a reality checkup, what you say, on ourselves, and which will really help us in our growth. Thank you for such a wonderful session. Today, I
Thank,
don't have any question. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna. So Shruti Mataji, we are so grateful to you for your chat messages. Again, wishing you a very happy birthday for the 30th of April. We wish you a very happy birthday. Please, if you can, send us a personal message so we can stay in touch if you so desire. So we are at your service. If there's anything that we can do for you, please let us know. We are at your service. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Champakalata, Gaurima, Hari Bol.
Haribol Mataji and Prabhuji.
Hari Bol, Bachcha.
So I really love the class. I joined a little late because on Tuesdays and Thursdays I have swimming class. So I come home a little late. So I love the class a lot and the kirtan because this is one of my favorite kirtans. And you asked me last time that which part of the class was your favorite, so I can answer you today. And my favorite part was Madhavendra Prabhu Puri and Kheer Chora
Kshira
Gopinath.
Gopinath. Yes, Bacha, yes. And we are so
Thank you,
grateful to
Mataji
you,
and
Bacha,
Prabhuji.
that even in spite of having a busy schedule with your swimming classes and everything, still you are joining. We are so happy to have your association, Bacha. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji and Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you so much, Monica Bhavi, for your beautiful comment and always joining us. Thank you so much. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Mataji Prabhuji. Then with
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for your wonderful session and my favorite Kirtan as well. Today, what happened, right? I had a bad throat, I had an infection. So I thought that I want to wish you in the chat, but you sang both, right? So I shed my tears. Seriously, I should not say thank you to you both. I will shed my tears. It's my offering to you both. Really, seriously, that song is very, very favorite to my heart. Every day I will recite that one. And you sang very, very nicely. That meaning of that song also very good. Like he will steal the sins, not only steal the sins, Prabhuji Mataji, he steals our heart. He will always attracts. And I cried, I was control myself, and then only I'm talking at the last. Thank you for other devotees as well. As Mataji said, everything she covered. So humility and the gratitude, how do we have? And so 2 times I cried, like when Gopinath ji told that one part, right, for our Madhavendra Puri. So that time also, how merciful Lord is, how he is reciprocating towards the pure Vaishnavas. Really awesome, Prabhuji and Mataji. You made me to speak, both of you. So I have struggle in my throat, but Krishna is asking me to forcibly to speak. I have to, yeah.
Prabhuji, please take care of your throat and take
Yeah.
proper
Yeah.
medicine and good rest, because it
Sure,
can
Prabhuji
slowly
Mataji.
escalate into fever and other things also. So please be
Yeah,
careful
yeah,
and
yeah.
take good
Please
No, I
take
had a
tea
uh,
and things like that. Brahmastras,
def-
take some Brahmastras.
definitely, Mataji Prabhuji. Yes, but your association is most important for us. So we won't. You said right. If you focus on that, we will feel more pain. I'm not focusing on that. I'm just focusing on Madhya Leela and the Bhajan. It is very good. Thank you so much, Mataji and Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandvat
Thank you
Pranam.
so much, Prabhu. We pray that you feel better soon, Prabhu.
Thank you.
We want
Thank
to
you,
see you
Mataji.
completely recovered. Take care, Prabhuji.
Sure,
Hare
Prabhuji and Mataji. Hare Krishna.
May Brother Sringadev protect you. Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Hare Krishna.
Okay, if there are no questions or comments, we can end here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai.
And we are eternally grateful to each and every one of you that you all are giving us this opportunity to serve. So we are so, so, so grateful to each and every one of you for your precious association towards us. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for a
Hare
beautiful.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.